History today as America's first president to appear before a judge on federal charges.
Hours later, he appeared before his supporters criticizing the case. KCAL News reporter Lori Perez joins us live from the newsroom right now, where she's been following these latest developments throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Lori.
That's right. The former president was back in New Jersey tonight at his golf club, surrounded by supporters. He was released from court earlier on his own recognizance. He does not have to turn over his passport, and there is no restriction on his domestic or even international travel. Appearing tonight, he seemed anything but intimidated by the legal case against him, instead using it to stir up the crowd, as we have seen him do many times before. One-day early birthday wishes and a warm welcome for the former president at his New Jersey golf club. A short flight, but a world away from the tone of what he faced in a Florida courtroom where just hours before he pleaded not guilty to all 37 federal charges against him.
Today we witness the most evil and heinous abuse of power in the history of our country.
Addressing the crowd, he repeated his claims he's the target of a political persecution by an opponent, President Biden, who Trump claims is losing his bid for re-election. Trump is accused of taking classified documents after he left the White House, allegedly including information about the U.S. nuclear program, and refusing to return them.
Threatening me with 400 years in prison for possessing my own presidential papers, which just about every other president has done, is one of the most outrageous and vicious legal theories ever put forward in an American court of law.
But some legal experts suggest he's in more trouble than he apparently cares to admit. Nima Rahmani is a former federal prosecutor and president of West Coast Trial Lawyers.
It's still a very strong case from an evidentiary perspective. You have the pictures and the indictments. You have Trump being recorded, making admissions, and also his own posts on social media where he says, I knew these documents were classified. I have a right to have them. The problem is that that legal argument fails, you're admitting knowledge and intent. So the question is, are we going to find 12 impartial jurors who are going to follow the law, apply the facts, and if so, we may see a guilty verdict here.
Who's on the jury matters, but CBS legal contributor Jessica Levinson says it's equally important who the judge is, and in this case, it's a Trump appointee, who she says can use what's called Rule 29 under the federal rules of criminal procedure.
Depending on when that motion is granted, if the jury is impaneled but has not reached a verdict, and the prosecution has completed its case, if she says there's not enough here, I've been sitting here, I've heard the prosecution's whole case, and she throws that out, that is not a reviewable decision, meaning throws the case out, dismisses the case.
Now, this is just the start. The next big question is when this could go to trial. On one hand, Trump has said he wants a speedy trial. On the other, if he pushes it past the November 2024 election and wins, A, no sitting president can be prosecuted, and B, he could try to pardon himself. If that happens before the election, clearly it could affect the outcome. Back to you.
All right, Lori, thank you so much. And make sure to stay with KCAL News and KCALnews.com for continuing coverage of the cases against former President Trump and LA City Councilman Curran Price.